Wonfes. 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 Alright, so, Winter Wonder Festival 2020. Very exciting, interesting announcement. It was kind of sad not to see Alter there, I have to admit. One of my favorite companies that I love and adore. But there were still really good announcements that were said at Wonfes. And I have to admit, the reason why this was delayed is that some other things were kind of occupying me at the time. Titties. Now, some of you are wondering, and yes, this is the rant where I explain what Wonder Festival is, despite the fact that I've had, 4 different videos and whatnot about this topic. Wonder Festival is basically where, think of it as like the car show for anime figures. This is where companies announce the new figures that are going to be coming out. Goodspawn Company, Aquamarine, Native, all of those companies. This is where they announce all of the new figures that are going to be in the making, or where they show prototypes of figures previously announced, or what the paint job is going to be of said figures. So there's 3 different kind of like announcements, as it were, when it comes to Wonfest. But either way, all of our wallets will pretty much be empty because of this, because, well, suddenly we get to realize, hey, I want that now. So, let's go ahead and get into our honorable mentions in this top 10 list of my figures that I'm interested in from Wonfest. So the first honorable mention that I'm going to, mention is going to be the Mato Sakura Makari no Hai version. I think I'm saying that right. That's why I had to reference to that. But anyways, it's a great prototype. It's being made by Aniplex and Stronger, so being made by Stronger, but distributed by Aniplex. And this is actually part of a set. The Sabre altar of this set is actually already up for pre-order. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this set or not. I am still in debate about it. The only reason being that I'm hesitant is that I have so many Sabre altar figures, and I already have one technically of Sabre altar in this outfit. So why bother get the Sabre altar if you're not get the Sakura? But if I'm just not going to get the Sabre, then why get the Sakura when I'm not really a big fan of the character? So this is definitely worth mentioning in terms of the fact that, hey, the set is going to be completed, obviously. So that's the reason why it's just an honorable mention, because I don't know if I'm really going to pre-order it, I have to admit. I'm not completely on the gun about it. The next honorable mention is going to be Jeanne d'Arc 3rd Ascension version by Flare. Now, this figure, believe it or not, is actually already up for pre-order. It was put up for pre-order like 3 days after Wonfest. I'm recording this video just so you know, like a week after Wonfest has already happened. But, so it's already been up for pre-order. I'm not sure if I'm really on top of really wanting this figure. I may want to wait up and see what the aftermarket price is, to be honest with you. And also, the Jeanne d'Arc shelf is getting kind of full. So I may need to save it for some other genre figures that I'm interested in instead. But again, we'll see. So far, I am really liking the paint job that's on this figure for sure. And it's definitely on my list to definitely get. Whether or not I'm going to get it right now, well, I obviously haven't pre-ordered it yet because I haven't pre-ordered it yet. But whether I'm going to eventually pre-order it, we'll see. Budget. The next honorable mention is going to be Quescue's Mash Cure Light Ortainus version. It's like another version of Mash or whatever. I don't know what the premises is of the figure, which is important in this case, me mentioning that, because the only reason why I'm not on top of seeing this figure now that it's a great prototype is I don't have a connection of what the meaning is of why Mash looks like this. I know she eventually looks like this, but in terms of like story spoilers, I haven't looked into it or anything like that, so I'm kind of holding off on going about getting this figure, if that makes sense. I'm just not fully on board with it quite yet, just because I can't really connect with it yet. So we'll see what happens when this is colored, because probably by the time that it's colored, we may know why Mash is like that. So again, we'll see. It's just an honorable mention. I'm just putting it out there. You know? Now, getting into my top 10 figures from One Festival. We're going to start off with number 10. at Amakuni's Miyashiro. Yes, we are finally getting a regular Miyashiro figure. And not the 15th anniversary one that was put up or anything like that. That cost nearly like $400 or almost $500. Or one of like him as Archer. Oh, by the way, spoilers. And yeah, we are finally getting an Miyashiro figure. Now, the thing about this figure, it is from the Prisma Ilia series in terms of what the design of it is. So I'm going to have to see what the paint job is going to be like to really find if I'm going to go and get this figure. I mean, if I have an Miyashiro figure, I already pre-ordered the 15th anniversary one at this point, so I already have one up for grabs, as it were, but it would be nice to have a figure of just him in his, like, original form. So, again, I'll have to see what the paint job is on this one, but so far, I'm interested. Coming in at number 9 is going to be a Sabre figure. No surprise to anyone, but of her in her original outfit. This one's being made by Aniplex. It's a gray prototype that they didn't announce before until they're just showing the gray prototype. To be honest, this is the first announcement that we've ever even heard of this figure that they're making of it. But I am interested in this figure, mostly due to the fact that she's in an action pose and it looks like she's about to do Excalibur, and it's made by Aniplex. Now what that means is that Aniplex tends to do very exclusive figures or exclusive versions of figures. We don't know what the base of this figure looks like. This could have a very cool effect base or something like that for a figure of her doing Excalibur. We'll have to see how that goes, though. I am highly interested in this figure and what it's going to possibly look like. And, yeah, it has my interest. So coming in at number 8 is going to be an original character from Native that goes by the name Carolina Lily. Now this was made by an illustrator that I am a very big fan of. As you may know and heard of this name, it is Sakiyamama. Sakiyamama was the person that I did that, Bunny Girl garage kit that I showed during my little unboxing from Zen Market, and the giant body pillow that's in the background right here. They did the illustration of that body pillow. They're a very big fan of Lancer Artoria, so very cultured, I have to admit. So, obviously, I'm going to support the artist and get this figure. And also, it's a pretty aesthetically pleasing figure, I'll be completely honest with you. Especially when you look at the illustration. It's a pretty nice looking figure. I'm very excited to get it. Number 7 is going to be a Tamamo and Nero figure by Stronger, the Type Moon Racing version of these two girls. They come together as one set, as one figure. At least that's what it appears as. I'm not sure if they're going to be sold separately or anything like that. I'm not sure how I completely feel about this figure. Mostly the fact that Nero now has 3 different racing versions now. All of them are different outfits, so I get it. Like, Nero is great, I understand that, but she's not my biggest one, so if I could just buy Tamamo from this set, I would probably be happy. If that's not the case, that's fine. I'm okay with another Nero figure, but it's just needs to calm down with the racing figures. Nero does. She already has 3, she doesn't need more. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Good Smile Company's Okita Soji Alter 3rd Ascension version. Painted. Wow. Wow. This figure looks fucking amazing. This is an absolutely gorgeous figure. I know a lot of people don't really like her 3rd Ascension, but Good Smile Company is selling this figure damn well. This sculpt work, the pose, the paint work that is obviously complementing it looks amazing. This is going to be a definite buy when it goes up for pre-order. This figure is amazing. I cannot wait till it goes up for pre-order so I can get it already. Alright, top 5. Number 5 is going to be a Revolve figure. Salter Kimono version. This figure is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the paint job turned out so well. I love this figure. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to pre-order it. It needs to go up for pre-order already so I can get it. Oh my gosh. The paintwork on the kimono, the fur, the sculpt work of that. It's not like usually like fur sculpts and whatnot of those like kind of like tassely scarves or whatever that are made out of fur. They always look just like a blob that's going down on the figure. They actually did the sculpt work of all like the fur and just I cannot wait to pre-order it. It needs to go up for pre-order already. I want it so badly. Number 4 is going to be actually a set of figures, believe it or not, of 3 figures, and this is going to be Good Small Company's Type Moon Racing figures, which is going to involve Sabre Lily, Nero, to no surprise apparently, and Jeanne d'Arc. These girls look really good. It seems like they are advertising them as being separate figures and not being part of a set like Stronger's was, which has like a base that comes together. These ones seem to be individual figures. If they are individual figures, I'm not sure if I'm going to get it actually, believe it or not. If they kind of come together in terms of having a base, or if they all go up for pre-order at once and they all come in as a set with like a set base or whatever so they can come together, I'll be completely happy with that. But if they only sell them separately, I may not get all 3 girls. I may just get like Jeanne and Sabre Lily, for example, because I don't really like Nero's design in this set, to be completely honest with you. Her other racing versions are a little bit better in my opinion, but again, we'll have to see when these actually get painted and, you know, what the bases are going to be like, how it's going to be all put together. But so far, the set is looking really good in terms of the actual sculpt work of the girls. Alright, here it is. The top 3 figures of Winter Wonder Festival 2020. Number 3 is going to be Amakuni's Maid Salter 3rd Ascension version gray prototype. This figure is amazing. I am so glad that they are making a figure of her in this outfit. I cannot wait to see this thing painted. It looks cool and beautiful and sexy all at the same time. It's just, yes, I already have Alter's version of Maid Salter up on pre-order already. So the fact that there's someone making the 3rd Ascension version of the same character, I am all for, because, you know, I have to have all of the Sabre figures. Just give me all of them. Alright, coming in at number 2 may surprise some people because it's a Kotobukiya figure. More specifically, Kotobukiya's Summer Swimsuit Lancer Artoria, or as I like to call it, Buntoria, 2nd Ascension version. I am so glad that at least the company is making Buntoria in this Ascension. Granted, you know me with Kotobukiya, we don't get along the best, but if they make a figure of a character that I really like, and you know me on how I am about Lancer Artoria, I'm gonna probably end up getting the figure. I'll be completely honest with you. So, I am very interested in this figure. We'll have to see what the sculpt is like. And, yeah. So, we'll have to see. Time will tell. Okay, now, my top figure of Wonder Festival is going to be a bit of a surprise. It is Lancer Artoria Figma. Yes. My most anticipated and most, be honest, surprised announcement out of all of Wonfest was Lancer Artoria Figma. Yeah, a Figma is going over all of the scale figures that I just previously announced, believe it or not. This one completely took me by surprise. I'll be completely honest, I was kind of surprising a Nendroid before a Figma. I am all for a Figma. It's a surprise, but a welcomed one for sure. So yeah, I am really excited to see how this Figma is just going to function. Is it going to come with the horse? If it is going to come with the horse, first of all, that's going to be an expensive figure. Second off, what kind of accessories is it going to come in? Is it going to come in 3rd Ascension? It appears to be advertised that way. I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, I am very excited and very interested on what this figure is going to eventually look like. Okay, everyone, that was my top 10 figures from Winter Wonder Festival 2020. I'm very interested to know what figures you liked, by the way, from Winter Wonder Festival, and if you don't know what was announced, in the description down below there is a My Figure Collection link of all of the figures that were announced, newly announced, and all the figures that got updated, like paint job, was shown a green prototype, all of that jazz, and maybe some other galleries that I came across of them too, like Good Small Company's gallery, and then like Hobby Search or something like that, I think did a article. I forgot what the name is. Anyways, link in the description. Take a look at those references and maybe come up with your own top 10 list. And I'm very interested to know what you were interested in from Wonder Festival in the comments down below. I have to admit, a little bit disappointed with this one fest. Don't get me wrong, there was really good announcements that I'm really interested in. But the one announcement that I wanted to see happen was Buntoria and her first ascension. I got a little bit excited, I have to admit, with Kotobukiya. Its second ascension, I like it, but we needed that first ascension. Oh. Oh, okay, never mind, we're good.